Yes, sir. Welcome back. This is Mythology Talk. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Hit that like for me. Hit the share button. Do that for me real quick. Let's get that out the way. Appreciate you for coming back. This is Aphrodite Part 2, the dark side of Aphrodite. Oh, when a woman's scorned. You don't want to piss a woman off, especially a woman of this magnitude. A woman with this much power? No, you don't want to make her mad. This is a closer look at Aphrodite, the most beautiful goddess and one of the most powerful, but also the one of the most meanest. And some would say she was evil. Let's take a look at a few times people pissed her off, man. There's some crazy people out there. Let's start off with the seven rafts. This right here is a nice picture of Aphrodite holding a mirror. Nice. The seven rafts. Let's start off with Ekmon, a companion of Diomedes and Argos of southern Greece, who criticized the punishments meted by Aphrodite upon his lord. And what did she do? She transformed him into a shearwater for the lack of respect shown to her divinity. Also, there was Halia, brothers of the six princes of the island of Rhodes, who drove Aphrodite away when she tried to land upon their island following her sea birth. The goddess' wrath inflamed them with unnatural passions. They committed various sex crimes, including the rape of their own mother. Yeah, she was dirty. Ain't gonna lie, Aphrodite, that's how she'll get you. She'll make you, well, we'll get into that in a little bit. But she will make you do some dirty things, all having to do with love. Make you love up on somebody that you have no business loving up on as punishment. Imagine that. Um, they raped their own mother. You know, messing with Aphrodite, she put that spell on them, gave them that eye, and gave them the lust look of their own mom. They end up raping their own mom. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, Poseidon, ashamed of them, had them buried beneath the island. This H word, I don't hip man. This is. I should have went for to pronunciation on this one. I'm just gonna say this hippo word. The prince of Triozenos, who scorned the worship of Aphrodite. Oh yeah, she was. If you didn't praise her or give her props every time she was, it seemed to me like Aphrodite, not only her but the other guys, they was real. They had real big egos, and if you don't, if you ain't stroking their ego, they may have you killed. That's how serious they was with being big headed. A lot of you see the same stuff today. Most celebrities, they would feel like, how you not gonna know it's me? Like, why ain't uh, like if you go into a public place and you don't know you ain't got people running up wanting autographs and recognizing you off the top, people coming up wanting pictures and this and that, then something's wrong. I heard a celebrity say that. Imagine him going somewhere and don't nobody know him. That would just tear him apart. You got the Prince of Trozinos, who scorned the worship of Aphrodite, and the goddess punished him by having his stepmother, Phaedria, fall in love with him. Wow. So he can also curse you by having somebody you know fall in love with you. A curse that ultimately led to the boy's death through the curses of his father, Theseus. I remember that. Also, you got Hippomenes, the prince of uh, Okiestos, who was punished by Aphrodite for failing to pay her. Oh yeah, the one that paid to he paid to give her his due, and thanks for the assistance given to him in the race of the golden apples. She drove him to have intercourse with his wife. That's right, in the temple of Rhea. You piss Aphrodite up, and man, she drove somebody to mess with your old lady, causing the goddess to transform into a pair of lions. Yeah, she was doing some evil things. Um, Pigback on that, Aphrodite, you piss her off, and that's why they say she was evil. She would do evil things. She started the Trojan War. You know what I'm saying? She had um because so somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody told her that their daughter was just as beautiful as her. That pissed her off. Now, instead of punishing the woman who said it, she punished the daughter and made her lust for her own father. Um, Not only that, she secretly got Adonis the way she did him. Adonis, the most beautiful man in all of back at that time. She got him, but she pulled that move and with Psyche and competing for Adonis, got him killed. Ares, she messing with Ares and Hephaestus. Um, but Ares was jealous of her. They was messing around, and she was also messing around with Adonis. And this is supposed to be the supermodel. You know what I'm saying? The best looking guy all around. Everybody wants him. So she ended up sharing him with Persephone down there in the underworld because he had died because of Ares. Ares turned into a boar and killed him. And so that's why you have, summer, longer winters, and sometimes you have shorter summers. That's him spending time in the underworld and then coming back, kind of the same as Dimitri, and you have the seasons, kind of that same thing. But yeah, also she had a group of men native to the islands of Kryptos in the eastern Mediterranean, who Aphrodite transformed into wild as punishment for murdering foreign visitors to the island, probably the pilgrims visiting the goddess' famous shrine. She basically turned them into animals. Then you have the Kinyras, the daughters of the three princesses of the island of Kryptos, who were driven cohibited by the foreigners by Aphrodite as punishment for scorning her divinity. It's more people who just didn't say she was beautiful. Um, the woman in the island who infused with a terrible stench by Aphrodite as punishment for scorning her worship. They were abandoned by their husbands. Aphrodite drove them to murder their menfolk. She would she could make you do some things. A prince from southern Greece later, and later king of Lacedaemon, who with 100 other suitors sought the hand of Helene in marriage, he promised to sacrifice to Aphrodite 100 head of cattle if he should win the contest. But after the wedding failed to honor his pledge, the goddess was wrathful and so designed that Helene should elope with Paris to Troy. So she turned on him. The princess of Caprios, who Aphrodite filled with an insidious desire for her father as punishment for either failing to pay the goddess her due honors or prideful boast of her mother. While you got the king who must have offended Aphrodite in some kind of manner, or when the king Minos came to conquer his city, Aphrodite was the instrument of his defeat. She caused the king's daughter, Scylla, to fall in love with an invader and betray him by cutting the magical lock of the hair that he crowned on his head that guaranteed the security of his kingdom. The queen of the island of Crete, who was punished by Aphrodite with the unnatural lust to mate with the bull as punishment to neglecting to worship the goddess. But some say Poseidon was the one who did it. If that's something. The women in the island of Kryptos, I probably said that wrong, were cursed by Aphrodite with the passion to prostitute their bodies, the first women to do so as punishment for denying their divinity. Their hearts were dulled in the hardness of flint, and eventually their forms were transformed to be like substance. The king who failed to pay Aphrodite due worship, and as punishment, his 3 daughters, Helene and the other 2, were all cursed with the notoriety of betraying their husbands. Wow, so he made them betray their husbands. So he made them go off and go have sex with somebody else? Damn. That's the kind, I'm telling you, Aphrodite was kind of cold, man. She would make you do some stuff at a spite. Some powerful. I'm talking about just mess up everything. Like I say, love is hit you all up in here. Do something to you, you feel it. Now imagine somebody so powerful that they can make somebody not like you no more. Just straight up. Hey, your ass lonely as hell. Hey, your ass lonely. She make you mate with a damn horse. she put that spell on your hand and have you looking at a dog's butt, you know? That's cold, man. Aphrodite, one of the people she had beef with was a girl named Psyche. Psyche was real beautiful, and a lot of people compare her to her. They said that she favors her. Now she didn't like this one bit. She probably like, how dare you compare this woman to me? You know what I'm saying? No, Aphrodite used to being praised everywhere she go. Used to being told she beautiful. Used to being told she pretty. You know, not only that, but she powerful. You know, she would be nowadays successful. She'll be real successful. Got money. Got power. Her voice is strong. Her voice means something, and she beautiful. You see what I'm saying? But she don't like that. Probably that this girl Psyche is being compared to her. You know what I mean? She thinking she ain't on her level at all. So, with that being said, she had her son Eros, the Cupid. Better yet, is Cupid. And she said, "Hey, I want you to hit that girl with an arrow. I want her to fall in love with an ugly ass creature. You know what I'm saying? Make her fall in love with something real ugly." Eros said, "All right." But at the back of his mind, he thinking, "Damn, why my mama hating on this girl? She must be real pretty." So when he see her, she laying in bed. He like, "Damn, she is pretty, breathtaking." So as he is looking, he had pulled the arrow out already. He got the arrow and the bow. She turned around on him, startled him. He must have dropped it. It fell, hit him in the leg. The arrow did. He done got hit. Done got high off his own supply now. He looking. First thing he do is fall in love with her. Even more. So now he don't want to do nothing to hurt her. All he can do is go back home, act like he did what his mom told him to do. That's it. Because he can't do nothing to her. He love her now. He done fell up under his own spell. He like her. And he want her. So he think of a way to be with her. He said, I'm a creep in the late night. And because also Aphrodite had kind of cursed Psyche. Well, her being so beautiful, she also could never find a man because Aphrodite put kind of like a shield on her to where love just don't come to her. She's real beautiful, but also nobody even tries to holler at her, you know. But she finally so she finally well he had damn lost my train of thought for a second there. He had hit himself with the arrow. He fall in love with her. So now he go back to the house. He got to play it off. Now she she's supposed to be falling in love with some ugly person, right? Some hideous creature. This hasn't happened yet. Now, you know, she really don't like her though. Aphrodite really doesn't like this girl. You know what I'm saying? She tired of being compared to her, all that kind of good stuff. So, um, he found a way to be with her. He just said, "I'm gonna come at night and not show my face." It works. They start messing around. They start sleeping together. He come in late night. Everything's good, but she starts saying to herself, "Damn, I ain't never really seen his face. Like everything's all good, but he's always, you know, his face is all shadowed. I can't really see him." Um, but everything's all good. So one day she say, "Hey, you know, I would like to see you. Let's cut the light on." He said, "No, everything's better if we just leave it like this, you know." I feel like we'll mess it up. Let's just leave it like this. So she go along with it. But also she haven't been home to see her family. She said, I want to go home and see my people. She go home and see her people. Now her people, sisters and everything, she had two older sisters. She the youngest. Her older sisters they're married. They have husbands. Now it always comes up when you don't have one and your sisters do, like, when are you gonna get married? You know what I mean? When we going to your wedding? Well, she's like, well, I found somebody. We mess around, everything's going good. Oh, well, what does he look like? Oh, well, he only comes at night. I haven't seen him. Now his sisters get to messing with him. Uh, they get to telling her, like, why are you messing with the dude? You ain't really seen what he looked like. Maybe he's hiding something. He might be a killer. That struck something light bulb in her head. Well, maybe he is a killer. He don't want to be seen. So that night, when he came through late at night, she said, hey, I want to see you. He was like, no, it's best for us to be in the dark. She said, okay. They play it off. Next night, she has a plan. She said, I'm going to light a candle while I'm laying up under him. Then I see his face. Sure enough, she does it. She says his eros. He gets super mad at her. And he just leaves. He said, I'm done with you. I don't want to see you anymore. I told you. That hurts her. Now, when he take off, he jump off. He jump up, you know. She try to jump to catch him, but he could fly off. She can't. She hit the ground. Now, she threw herself at Aphrodite after this. And Aphrodite personally makes her slave and gives her, stuff to do. Now, one of the things she gave her to do is she wanted her to go to the underworld, which was damn near impossible. And she was about to just kill herself because that's impossible now. She already had gave her a lot of stuff to do. And she had did everything she was told to do. I'm talking about impossible tasks, but she got it done. Now you want me to go to the underworld. You really trying to get me killed. But when she was about to kill herself, throw herself off a mountain, she heard a voice say, don't do it. There's a way you can do it. Well, how can I do it? I can show you a tunnel how to get to the underworld, but I need you to listen to me. Now, she was given a box by Aphrodite, and Aphrodite was, she said, I want you to give this box to Persephone. Deliver it to her for me. This is a box with beauty in it. I'm giving her, she asked me for it. I'm giving her some beauty. But she knew that there would be a chance for her to open that box. And if she did open that box, that would be her death. So, with that being said, Psyche met her demise when she opened that box. She went to the underworld to deliver it, but on the way, it never made it to Persephone. She ended up opening that box. And she ended up dying in the process. Curiosity. She knew it that would be her downfall anyway. That's why she done it. But in the end, Psyche went to Mount Olympus, ate some of the ambrosia and nectar, the secret to becoming immortal on Mount Olympus. And she lived on Mount Olympus. So, I mean, this ain't not too much of a bad ending, not too bad story when it comes to Psyche, but it just goes to show Aphrodite was, some say, evil person. She did a lot of evil things. And then some would say that she was just being a woman. You know what I mean? And the sweetest woman in the world can be the meanest woman in the world. You know, don't take a person kindness for blindness, especially a woman. You know, there's so many different kinds, but I don't know if you ever heard of the movie I Spit on Your Grave. That's a wild movie. Back in the day, it was in black and white. And it just, when you play with a woman, a bunch of dudes did some heinous things to a woman. She went back and killed them all brutally, all different ways. But what they did to her was heinous and brutal. So it was all warranted. But I'm pretty sure it's like 4 or 5 of those movies now. But it all started with that one of just a whole half of an hour, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes of some dudes violating a woman. And then the rest of the movie, she getting back at him. It's payback time. When a woman's scorned. There's a serial killer of a woman who was running around doing that same thing, was killing guys who were basically doing bad things to women. And some would say, free that woman. Thank you for watching. This is Mythology Talk. Appreciate you for watching. Until next time. If I tell you a duck can pull a truck, hook 'em up.